Cheers.
This is amazing. I like that.
Yeah,
Chris.
I don't trust you guys, so I'm wearing my mask.
Well, if there's anyone you shouldn't trust, it's Garry.
I don't trust you guys. I'm wearing my sombrero.
I feel like I trust Garry more than you. Garry has a strong immune system from all the unclean women. So
yeah, Gary's been carrying that disease around for years now.
All right, I'm taking this off. I've been wearing this for like 20 minutes waiting for you guys.
Inside your house, you're wearing a mask.
Sombrero off.
Yeah.
Have you been really wearing a mask inside your house, Chris?
No.
Okay.
This is
I was just gonna say it's
to mess with you guys.
Okay.
Strictly.
Hey, Garry.
Look, Frank, look at this mic he's got right now. What's going on with this?
Every time we do a podcast, my mic keeps on getting bigger, doesn't it?
Yeah, he's getting more. He's trying to outshow us. This whole thing.
Nice girthy mic you got there.
Dude, did you get your internet fixed, Garry?
No, they're coming over tomorrow. So whatever service I got today is the service I got. Sorry, guys.
Okay. What about, do you have one of those microphones? The ones like Chris?
No.
Okay. Do you have anything else?
Is my sound super shitty?
Yeah.
Right now it is, yeah.
You used to have one of the best sounds, but now you're dead last.
Is it shitty because it's breaking up, or is it shitty because it's just shitty?
Both.
Both.
Well,
All around both.
you know what? Try. Let me see if taking the cover off makes a difference. Oh shit! Now we'll fucking stay. Hold on.
Chris, how many beers did you have today?
7.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Look at you. Champ camp.
It's Sunday. I pretty much started. Well, I found out today that I'm not fighting until June. So pretty much left the gym and just started drinking.
Just everybody's depressed with this Corona shit, huh?
I mean, I'm just depressed because I'm not able to work. You know, like I fight for a living. So.
Nah, dude, I feel you. What about you, Garry?
Hey, man. Well, they canceled classes up at Henzo's, so I've been doing. Let's see if that works. Still kind of in frame.
So, are you taking all his like spillovers?
Not really. Not too many people have trapped. Well, a few. Like some of the dedicated guys, like the guys that usually train with us like every day. They've been making the trek down to my gym, but it's definitely not everybody. Because a lot of people live kind of deep in New York, so to get to my place, it's like an hour train ride or more. So it takes a little bit.
Garry, your audio got shittier. What did you do? What the hell did you do? Yeah.
I took
maybe you should use your phone for this one.
This is my.
So what did you have that day at the gym? The day at the gym was really, really nice.
Yeah, the day of the gym, my computer.
Oh, gotcha.
I feel like my video is super dark, like darker than usual. I don't know why.
Okay, I mean, let's just power through it then, I guess.
Yeah. Sorry, man.
Did you guys see the fights on Saturday?
Yeah. It's the only sporting event that was on.
Yeah. By the way, we're recording, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Happy 11th podcast, guys.
Oh, okay. Getting up there.
Did you?
I was really impressed with Oliveira. He's a dangerous guy. I mean, from round 1 with all the submission attempts to his just super relaxed and calm striking, dealing with a guy. You know, Kevin Lee's a big
pressure, a lot of pressure too.
But the kind of pressure that you don't realize you're getting pressured. You know, like he was just so calm, just walking him down.
Really good and technical.
Yeah,
man, he's gotten way better as well.
Apparently, I was looking at his record. I'm like, who beat this fucking guy? And I looked it up. I'm like, I couldn't believe the losses that he had.
Yeah. I think he's going to be a force to be reckoned with in the next coming fights. So it's going to be really good.
A lot of experience at 30 years old.
Garry, what'd you do this weekend?
I didn't actually get to see the fights. I watched the clips afterwards. But I responded to social media hate for most of the weekend, and
Dude,
I trained.
I saw that.
I saw some of that too. I don't know why either. I'm trying to figure out why everybody's so mad at you.
Why are people hating so much? You've been getting a lot of heat, man.
So this guy Keenan, who is like another jiu-jitsu guy, posted about how he was closing down his school, which is fine. Like whatever, obviously like there's a lot of different things going on where like a lot of businesses are closing and things, whether it's, whether it's because of they're trying to control the spread of the virus, or whether for certain businesses they're closing because everybody's so afraid to go out that like they're not getting business to begin with. Right. So, I mean, I totally get that. But when I was reading it and listening to it, he like started going into like, oh, anybody that leaves their gym open is part of the problem and irresponsible. And I'm just like, I knew myself and like a lot of other people that had left their gyms open, like that are close to me, were making that decision. And it just made me feel like, man, like what a fucking shitbag. Like, why would he even talk about the rest of the world? Like, if you want to do something, don't like involve everybody and start criticizing everybody's motive. Like, if I go donate money to fucking help save homeless people, for instance, okay, I don't go do it and then tell everybody, yeah, people that don't fucking donate money to homeless people are real fucking dickbags. There's people dying on these streets. They have money to give, but they're not like what?
Do you know this guy? I thought that you guys were cool with him. I know that Gordon used to train with him a little bit.
I've never been cool with him. I shake hands with him. I say hello when he's in my vicinity, just because, it's awkward. Otherwise, I think it's weird to be like courteous to people.
Of course.
I've never really been a fan, like personally. I'm not really a fan of anybody outside of our team, really. Like if you're not part of my team, like I'll say hello, I'll give you a handshake. I'll talk like fucking small talk bullshit with you. No worries. I can be a normal human being, but like we're not friends. Like know that. Any of my competitors, if you think we're friends, we're not friends. You're food. Like you are not a person to me. Like I know that might sound harsh, but like if I believe at any point in time I may compete against you, or like my, one of my family, which is my team, is going to compete against you, I have to look at you like you're not human. Like that's just how it is.
I like that, Garry. So you approach this whole jiu-jitsu and fighting stuff like you approach going out. I like it. I like that mentality.
Yeah, baby.
See, I understand the whole like closing your business thing, like for the good of whatever, but like gyms for the most part, especially a gym like yours, Garry, like they're small. There's not that many people. Like they're banning 250 more people. And it's that's one thing. A gym is different. Like your gym's not a global gym. It's not. There's not 1,000 members coming through.
For sure.
Right. So you guys, it's very easy for you guys to maintain cleanliness and hygiene within your own vicinity, because you guys all want to do that anyway, and you all speak hand to hand, and like it's a whole different thing. I agree with you in terms of just keeping open until you can't, because that's exactly how my gym is. I'm going to a gym and we have a lot of members and we have people that train there, but we're not having 1,000 people come to the gym in a day. And for the most part, everyone understands where we're at with this pandemic and is bringing themselves to the highest hygiene possible, and they're cleaning up after themselves at the gym. I think until it's absolutely necessary to close, keep your facilities open.
I'm not going against the government or anything. If the government tells me, hey, dude, all gyms and stuff need to close, because I've seen a couple, I think one of the mayors in New Jersey had said that to like all the businesses in his district or whatever. If they do that, fine, like whatever. I'm with them. No worries.
From what I've seen, a lot of the bans look like they're going to be bars and restaurants, and they're going to be curfewed like 9 to 5 a.m., which is not going to affect your business.
Yeah. But it's just, I don't know, man. If everybody else wants to close up shop early, like by all means, like great. If you think you're doing a good thing, like good on you. Like I don't have any problem. I just think like it's kind of weird, like the level of criticism that I get. Just the only reason I'm getting the criticism, by the way, is because I chose to speak out about why I'm doing it. Whereas everybody else just kept their mouth shut and kept their gym closed and nobody fucking said anything.
Why did you feel the need to talk about it, Garry?
What do you mean?
Like why did you feel that you had to make that video explaining to people why you're keeping your gym open?
Because it started to feel overwhelmingly after I have responded to like whatever it was that Keenan said. it started to feel overwhelmingly like people felt as though I was fucking Satan for leaving the gym open. So I just wanted to, at the very least, give some sort of an explanation so that people knew why.
His fans though.
Oh, I mean, I guess, but like more so just anybody that was going to find out that I was leaving my gym open, because once you post one little thing and have a little spat in the jiu-jitsu world, they all fucking blow up. It'll be on BJJ Eastern Europe.
Like a tight-knit community.
Yeah, so everybody's going to find out that there was beef, and I would just like to explain myself whenever there's stuff like that happening, so that people at least can understand my rationale behind doing something that they feel is controversial or whatever, So.
Shit.
Yeah,
I saw you got some flack for something else.
Yes. Apparently, so there's this guy, I forget his name, Will. I don't know if his full name, but anyway, he what was I going to say? He posted a photo of him getting like armbarred and heel hooked by these two porn stars. Now he himself is all.
I saw that photo.
Yeah,
I'm gonna check this out.
He himself is also a I will pound her, I believe is the name of the account on Instagram.
Got
so
him.
anyway, got it. And so anyway, he's like a military veteran too. I think he used to be in the Marines. But he just so happens to do jiu-jitsu, and I guess he's doing some photos to mess with the jiu-jitsu community. But it wasn't anything even risque. The chicks all had clothes on. He had clothes on. It's just a totally normal photo of people doing jiu-jitsu, right? And I reposted and just made the joke oh, the underestimated power of working in a group of three. Follow this guy or something. Mm-hmm. So this guy responds and he goes, my son's on here following you, to try to get jiu-jitsu technique, and your sex addiction is warping his mind. And,
what the fuck, dude?
All sex workers and porn stars are drug addicts and are depressed and are going to kill themselves. And he said all these crazy, fucking things. And, man, it just, on a couple different levels, I felt like I had to respond to that, because it's stuff that doesn't get addressed. I really think that the sex work community just gets a lot of bad rap for no fucking reason from a lot of people, when really they're just like everybody else, just trying to do the best they can to make a living and fucking do their thing, and that's just what they happen to get involved with.
So
wait, I'm not understanding. This guy, apparently, I'm looking at his page right now. He only posts porn stars. Everything he's doing is all like porn star girls, and he's talking to you about this stuff.
No. Gary commented on this account, and then someone else.
I reposted his photo, and somebody else.
Okay. I misunderstood.
Yeah.
So it's someone random commented or criticized.
Oh, third party. Gotcha. Okay.
A third party, right? But Gary, what do you do realize you don't have to answer all these fucking trolls that hit you up? Fun. You have hundreds, thousands of people.
The first thing I love debating people. The second thing is, a lot of these topics, when I repost and bring them up, people are like, well, why would you, if you don't care, why do you post it? Or don't give them the time of the day. Most of the time when I bring it up, it's because I feel like it's something that I think should be talked about, even if it's something even if I don't give a shit what the person's saying to me, on a personal level. It's this is something that I think people should know about, that's going on, that should be talked about, that sort of thing. So, but anyway, yeah, I definitely do have a problem with responding to people sometimes. I get too much joy out of it. So I'll just do it for hours on end. But then I lose focus of the other shit that I got to do in the day. But, I don't know, man, I enjoy it. If I didn't, I'd just put the phone down or block them. I'm a firm believer in that. I used to criticize, I don't know if it was my sister or other people, she'd be like, oh, so-and-so is messaging me. I'm like, okay, don't fucking answer, dude.
Right.
You don't have to answer. So, I don't know.
So this weekend I was posting up one of our videos, and the description says our names, and I guess the algorithm was suggesting videos to me, and I found your appearance on the Joe Rogan podcast. I had no idea you were on there, Gary.
No.
Yeah, I had to turn it off though. You were boring as shit. So.
He's gotten a lot more exciting since then.
I don't know if you knew this about me, Frankie, but I'm kind of a big deal.
Look at Frankie, little Jose Cuervo in the coffee cup.
This is how I trick everybody. I'm always drinking coffee.
Yeah, I was like,
I'm always drinking coffee.
Really late at night on a Sunday. That's impressive.
It's a digestive drink. I had a lot of food, so.
Yeah. Your stomach.
So Gary, it seemed that you were a little tired, a little sleepy in that interview. What happened? Were you like? Did you have like a hard session?
Do you know what happened during that interview? Here's what happened. I fucking drank a 18-ounce, or maybe it was, something like that, like a big can of like coconut water. Okay. And then I got there and I had like, he had like some, like, I don't know if it was like some type of coffee or something. And it wasn't Kimera because, he doesn't know. But right. We got to educate him.
He's not on that level yet.
He's not on that.
He's not on our level. Yeah. But he gave me some sort of coffee, and there was like a lot of that too. Like that was like, it was like another 16 or 18 ounces. So I drank like a lot of fluid at a very short period of time. And
all fluids that make you go to the bathroom as well.
Exactly. And we started the podcast, and now I had never really been a part of like a major production, like, what Joe does, even though it's like still a podcast and it feels like, you're just with Joe and it's comfortable and everything. Like, I don't know, it's a big deal. It's fucking the number one podcast that like fucking exists. So I treated it like if I was on a talk show. Like, I didn't think it was an option to get up and take a piss. Like, I'm doing a fucking show. Like, it's the same as what we're doing right now. Like, I wouldn't be like, yo guys, I'm going to go fucking to the bathroom right now. I'm going to wait. Right. But the problem is the fucking podcast lasted like 3.5 hours.
Yeah, bro.
So by the end of the podcast, I'm just up on the chair with my knees in my chest, just sitting like this. And any little movement is like making my fucking bladder it feels like somebody's stabbing a knife into my fucking bladder. When the podcast was over, I couldn't straighten up my body. Because you know how, like, if you need to pee and you're in a position, like if you're in the car or something, and then you go to stand up, it's just like super painful. Like your bladder starts to stretch back out. So like I had to like hunch over and like, I'm like, Joe, where's your fucking bathroom, bro? You need to piss so bad. He's like, dude, you could have just went.
Because everyone's on those casts for 3 or 2.5 to 3 hours, and you rarely hear anyone go, I got to go to the bathroom real quick. Like, and they're always drinking and having.
No, he's got it down locked, but I have seen like his guests go to the bathroom.
No, I haven't seen a few, but I'm surprised how few do that.
Yeah. Maybe they do what Gary does, but Gary had the luxury of sitting back and letting Eddie Bravo talk. But if it was one-on-one, I'm sure that Gary would have had like to
Gary,
hold his own some more, right?
What year was that when you were on there?
It was it's hard to remember.
I've gone pretty far back on Rogan's podcast. And
maybe 2015, 2016.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm thinking he won't be invited back. So, I don't know.
You can't say that.
Maybe if he does, young. Maybe, you were really young too, Gary. Maybe if you do something impressive in like, I don't know, the MMA space or something, he'll invite you back. So
just keep winning fights in one.
Just keep winning, Gary. You'll get there again. And Chris and I will come with you.
Are you suggesting that was the peak?
No, not at all. Dude.
You're on the downside now.
No. Frankie.
Fucking Frankie, man.
Dude, you're super young, super talented. You've
Come on,
got
dude.
A long way to go.
We're not all old like you, Frank. We got time.
I'm done, dude. I had to.
I'm like just old,
get two young lion studs to do this podcast with me because I can't. So I'm just fucking with you. It was a pretty cool podcast. So yeah, Chris, you got to check it out. I sent you the link.
I'm definitely going to. I didn't realize that until you sent it earlier today. So I'm checking it out. I'm a big Rogan fan, so.
The one thing I hated about that podcast was at one point in time, I don't know how the fuck this came up. He brought up that apparently some women watch, like, instead of watching regular porn, they watch gay porn, right? So like, I guess it's more like men in frame, like it's more like what they want to see. It's so I never knew that conceptually that was a thing, but they made mention of it, and they're like, "So Gary, what do you think about this fucking topic?" I'm like, "I'm not touching that shit with a 40-foot pole. I'm not making a comment about that, you motherfucker."
How did that even come up? Oh, Gary, by the way, did you know?
Dude, there's like no right answer there.
Yeah, like what was I going to contribute to the conversation?
Like,
that's awesome, guy.
I plead the fifth.
I'll have to try that sometime.
Or you could just like go into another subject, just totally disregarding that he just asked you a question.
I should have. That would have been.
He's like, yeah, well, when I was fighting Kron Gracie that day.
No, I should have just been like
totally.
So Joe, I've been thinking about trying DMT. What do you think?
Bro, that would have been like the perfect segue because Joe always loves talking about DMT or pot or anything that he's like really passionate about. Dude, he would have lit up like a Christmas tree.
Yeah. Literally.
I went to go vote for my mayor today and in the Dominican Republic. And I was the only idiot with a mask on. I felt pretty stupid, but you know, I powered through it and fucking Kanye'd the fuck out of that mask.
Was there a skull on your mask? Was it like?
No, dude, that would have been fucking sick. Dude.
Not a good thing to go to a voting.
Yeah. I would have probably gone to jail too.
Yeah, rightfully so.
Should have walked in with a Bane mask and just started quoting him, man. Theatricality and deception, useful tools to the uninitiated.
Yeah.
Aren't we, bro?
I would have probably been put in jail. They don't fuck around over here, man.
Yeah.
You look a little suspect, bro. You're going to jail.
Any confirmed cases over there?
Oh yeah, like tons.
Yeah.
Tons. I think this week we're gonna get a lockdown for sure.
What's the air temperature out there right now?
It's hot as shit. I went to go for a run this morning and got like a little bit of a tan. It's really hot. It's probably like 84.
Okay, yeah. Because I heard that the virus does not like the heat that much. So
yeah, it's like I mean, you know what happened though? There was like it's a really tight knit community over here in the capital. There was a really big wedding, and there's a bunch of kids that study abroad in Spain. And dude, like 150 to 200 kids, since all schools and colleges are canceled over there, they came for the wedding. And also they came because they had nothing else to do, right? They come back home. And about 40 to 50 of them brought fucking the corona over here. And it's fucking crazy.
This is part of the thing that I'm talking about. It's like people, like I get the precaution of like trying not to like get into groups, but it's like inevitable, dude. Human beings fucking group together. Like you close schools down, and exactly what you just said. They're like, oh, let's fucking go to the wedding, like, and then they fucking get another.
Bro. No respect.
You know?
Well, a part of it is that people just don't understand what this thing is.
Severity, right?
Yeah,
right,
I mean,
right.
it's not a super deadly, virus, but it's really, really contagious. Like it's a lot more contagious than regular flu. We do not have a vaccine for it. The vaccine protects like 50% of the population normally in a normal flu season. But this one lasts way longer. The incubation period's way longer. It's way more contagious for a lot more longer time. It lasts a long time outside the host. So all of those factors just make this a much more contagious variety of the flu. But at the end of the day, it's still a fucking flu. It's not killing most people, anywhere near most people, but it's a very small percentage. Yeah. But people don't understand that. They're like, I'm not gonna die. I'm young. I'm healthy. I've been hearing that for weeks. I told people like, hey guys, this is a big deal, and people are like, nah, you'll be fine. You're healthy. I'm like, yeah, I'll be fine. But if I bring it home to my house and my dad dies, like that sucks. It's something to think about.
So in Latin weddings, there's a designated time around maybe like 2 or 3 a.m. where they do something called like the crazy hour. It's where they usually have like a show going on or something like special. Like maybe they bring out like a special a little show or maybe they bring out like people with shot glasses and they bring out costumes and stuff, so people like interact and get a little crazy. It's the crazy hour, and they had people come out with syringe shots and masks and stuff, mocking the coronavirus. How fucked up is that?
I think it's kind of awesome. I kind of dig that.
Dude, that is.
I love when people make jokes about like fucking tragedies and shit. It's for me, that's my coping mechanism is humor. So I totally get it. For some people, they fucking can't handle it mentally. I don't know why, but it's
dude,
funny.
I guess I don't know, man. I guess I would be kind of cool if it's, since it hasn't affected anything, any like person that I know, but imagine if like your grandma died from the coronavirus.
Like I said, I'm worried about people in my household, which is why like I'm avoiding my family's house. But
bro, look at this. Bar instead of pharmacia, like it's bar macia. It's fucking the bar
with liquor in
liquor.
The syringe.
Yeah, and the syringe. Look at the people like giving out the.
I think that's awesome. But that's a good time.
Yeah.
But no, this is serious.
Yeah,
it's no big deal. But...
You son of a bitch, my grandma. You guys want to go to current events? Current events time. So there's been some rumors, some rumblings from the Pentagon that they are evaluating a shutdown this week in the U.S., similar to Italy.
Yeah, New York City's shutting down this week. I guarantee. I put money on it. I put money that New York City is shutting down this week. By the time you guys probably hear this thing, it'll be shut down.
What do you mean, like public transit?
Just like a city shutdown. They're gonna have a curfew at night.
Yeah, like
they're
a
gonna
curfew. Right.
They're gonna do some kind of like allowing in and out of the city. Probably something like how Italy is in terms of like the grocery stores. Like you obviously can go buy food, but they're gonna limit how many people get in at one time and whatnot. It's gonna be intense.
Nice.
And once that happens, it's a cascade effect. Like New York City does. It's the biggest city in the country. It's just gonna overflow everywhere else. Jersey, Chicago's already talking about it. Ohio's been talking about it. California is already limited to 250 people.
So Gary, you need to lock down that weekly booty, the booty for the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Is someone listening? Yeah. Oh shit. Gary's got somebody in the apartment. Sorry.
You should you got to lock down the girls who are not stricken with corona, and the girls who are as well. So Gary
just turned all shades of fucking red.
I don't know what you're talking about. You got somebody behind you, Frankie.
Speaking of listeners, we have a live listener. That's awesome. He's creeping around.
Funny. You guys hear about? So how do you think that you guys are going to cope with this? Like, what do you expect to do, guys? Like, how are you going to entertain yourselves?
I've been kind of quarantining already, and I've just been home, and I love to cook, so I'm just home cooking like a fucking madman. I've been cooking so many, just like I'm cooking all day long. Like I love to cook, so I'm cooking. I'm still going to the gym, so I've literally none of that has changed. Really, the only thing.
What if they shut down your gym?
I'll work out at home. I got decent stuff at home. I can, the weather's nice now, so I can go outside and run. I'm not really deterred by this at all. I mean, boxing will be a little tough, but other than that, I mean, just keeping fit will be my priority.
Chris is gonna have backyard fights.
Bum fights. I'll go find some homeless guys.
What about you, Gary?
Well, so far my fight still isn't canceled. So far they still plan to do.
When is that?
April 17th in Malaysia.
Yeah.
There's no travel ban to Asia, which is I find odd, but there isn't for some reason. Just Europe. So I have to continue to train for the fight. So at the very least, like if they have me shut down my gym or whatever, I'll just have to bring in like one person at a time to spar or whatever, just for my own training.
Of course.
And then, I'll just do it that way. I know John was thinking of getting a place in Jersey for a bit to go to help me out with that. But we'll see what happens.
That's nice. So what does John do during like his off days, or not off days because he doesn't really have off days, but when he's not like now, what do you think he's going to do now that Henzo's is closed?
He's going to continue to kill the number of hookers he kills will skyrocket. Now,
the serial killing,
like literally like Dexter type of shit. He body bags.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The numbers.
There will be a
numbers
Starcraft riot.
that will artificially attributed to the coronavirus that are actually the hookers he murders are going to raise significantly.
How funny would that be that John is like has
Gilgo Beach murderer? Because that would be pretty fucking awesome.
Is he what?
The Gilgo Beach, Long Island murderer? Because that would be pretty awesome. The hooker murderer?
Goes by many names. Less.
If it came out 5 years from now that the Gilgo Beach hooker murderer was John
Danaher,
that'd be awesome. Or
on a scale of 1 to 10, as far as how surprised I'd be, it'd be a 0.
that he's like a necrophiliac. That he murders them and then bangs them.
I can't wait till there's a documentary like documenting all of this, and clips of this podcast are on it. And it's us laughing about it, and they're like, there was surefire signs that it was.
Yeah.
Most people said that they couldn't see it coming, but these
people closest to him.
And one of his star students, Garry Tonon, had an inkling. He knew something was up. Man,
yeah, I mean, I think Garry, like myself, like we have access to gyms. Even if they're closed to the public, there's plenty of places for us to go and train. Like I guarantee you, my fight coach will open up the gym so he can train the guys who have potential fights on the horizon. So,
yeah.
Did you guys hear that Tom Hanks got the corona?
I did. I saw a video of his son talking into IG saying like they were pretty much fine. Like they had like a sore throat, and that's all it was.
Dude, I mean, that guy survived 3 years on an island. What is to be expected from normal human beings?
Wait, so how's Wilson? Is he okay? Did he get past this?
Wilson died.
I know Wilson's immune system wasn't great. He had some lung issues, so susceptible to the coronavirus.
Amazing.
Hey, did you guys see that guy Johnny Walker? He was supposed to be like the next. He was supposed to be like the next big thing, and people were even predicting that he was like the guy to beat John Jones, like with the style. But he pretty much got the shit beat out of him.
He fought yesterday?
He fought on Saturday. Yeah, yesterday. Right. Yeah.
Who did he fight?
He fought like this Russian dude that was a fucking savage.
I didn't see
a lot of pressure, great wrestling, good top control, ground and pound was on point. Just beat the fuck out of them.
Those Russians, man, there's so many of them, and they're coming, and they're all tough, they're all hard, they're all well schooled, and I just feel like there's so many of them in every fight sport. It's everything. It's kickboxing, it's MMA, it's boxing. Those Eastern Europeans are badasses.
Just a fucking hard race of people.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
You didn't see the fights, Garry?
I just saw highlights, but I didn't see that one specifically. I saw highlights of Maya and Gilbert Burns.
Gilbert Burns is a badass.
Dude, that guy's... I mean, I feel like it was a... What do you think about his striking? I feel like it was a kind of a mistake on Maya. He just got, kind of clipped.
I always say it's good enough. If it gets the job done, it was good enough.
Man, I feel bad for Maya. I wish he would have won.
Maya gets tagged every fight. It's not like so. Maya not going down in any of his other fights is due to two things. One, he does a good job engaging in as many grappling situations as possible. So a lot of times, the amount of times he's punching people compared to the times they're punching him, there's a huge deviation. And then the second thing is that they just happened to not clip him on the jaw. You know what I mean? Like,
like, that was a good. It was very precise.
Right on the button,
Clink.
And it's not like anybody else that was punching him. Any of his other fights couldn't have done that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, Gilbert trains with Henry Hooft, and he actually posted a video working with Gilbert, like literally working that exact thing over Maya's lazy southpaw jab, just throwing left hook right over the top, and it was exactly the punch that landed.
Henry Hooft is a striking genius.
Yeah, he knows what's up. The thing about Henry is Henry has fought the best kickboxers in the fucking world. Like, he's a coach, but he's been there. He's seen it. He didn't beat those top guys, but he's been in the ring with them. He shared the ring with them. He fought them. The best way that he could at the time. But at the same time, it doesn't matter. He's been there, and he deserved to be there in those fights. So he's got a different eye than a lot of these other striking coaches do.
Garry, how do you think that from a scale of 1 to 10, like how good is Gilbert's jiu-jitsu?
His jiu-jitsu on a scale of 1 to 10. Well, he's won. Let me think. Did he get third? I think he also placed third in ADCC, if I'm not mistaken.
So he's like top tier elite jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, he's as far as concerned, he's very, very good. I would say he brings a level of explosiveness and athleticism to jiu-jitsu that a lot of people aren't capable of bringing. So I would say that in addition to whatever technical skill he has, that's like probably a real big part of his success. But he's got a great takedown, really good, positioning for that. It's like, all right, guard passing. He does a good job, like kind of pressuring and getting past the legs pretty quick. His submissions are not like crazy good. Like doesn't like seem to have like a crazy high submission percentage. He's not like me or Gordon, like constantly hunting after like trying to break people. But as from the positional aspects of jiu-jitsu, he's excellent. He's won a lot of competitions, done very, very well.
Yeah, because he did really good in the scrambles. Maya couldn't hold him down. He couldn't get anything off him.
He seems like one of those guys whose jiu-jitsu is perfect for MMA. Like he like Garry said, like in terms of traditional jiu-jitsu, he's good. But like what he does in that cage, it's a different thing. Like Garry, I got to tell you about that. It's a different form. Just like there's a different form of boxing for MMA, there's a different form of kickboxing for MMA. There's a different jiu-jitsu for MMA. Like.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm just saying, like, and what you said, that his athleticism, his explosiveness, he brings that into it, and that makes a big difference in MMA. Where jiu-jitsu, it's you guys are. You can be completely tactical. You can't be just like that in MMA.
Damian Maia, for instance, just as a contrast to what you're saying, is probably an anomaly as far as that's concerned in terms of his ability to be successful, despite the fact that he's not explosive and athletic. He just has a really good system that ties people up and gets the people's back really well. And, but it's few and far between the guys that have done jiu-jitsu that transferred to MMA that have managed to keep that kind of like relaxed, non-athletic, non-explosive kind of style. And made it work.
He's a Frankenstein on his feet. He fought my boy Ryan LaFleur in Brazil. Shit, this was like 4 or 5 years ago. And Ryan's a pretty dynamic striker. He's decent on the ground. He's not really a jiu-jitsu guy at all, but like he's mostly a striker. And they fought a 5-rounder, and Maia just kept him down for 4 rounds, completely nullified anything he got. Yeah. Last round, Ryan finally got up, and they went to striking, and Ryan actually rocked him, like you said. Like he gets hit a lot and gets hurt because that's not what he's good at. But wait, too little, too late.
Yeah.
So, I've been thinking about this since the beginning of the podcast, and as I've been sipping on this tequila and drawing
tequila
more and more courage, sip after sip, I feel like there's a little bit of an elephant in the room. Garry, I think your chick should make a cameo here in the podcast.
I think you meant the podcast in a whole, not like this particular one.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Garry.
Yeah.
Special appearance.
He's getting all uncomfortable now.
Let us
make me uncomfortable.
Garry's like, I plead the fifth. He's like looking everywhere. All right, Garry, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable. Maybe you should take a sip of that bull's ass. Get some of that.
Fives do it better. That's a great shirt.
No, that's a t-shirt.
That's a great shirt.
Now that's a t-shirt. I'll one up you though. You want You want to know what's a fucking t-shirt? My favorite t-shirt? This fucking thing right here.
Oh!
What's up, bitches?
That's it.
Fucking Gary's t-shirt. Yeah.
I wish we had that t-shirt with you know that one time that I was with you guys and we took the photos where I put that fucking wig on and I started to look like Simple Jack.
Dude, that is amazing.
If we had a t-shirt with that face on it,
bro, I'll send you the pictures. I have all those pictures high resolution.
It's Simple Jack. I have them high resolution.
This guy. It was fucking hilarious. We did a photo shoot with this guy with a wig on, and it was so bad. He looked exactly like Simple Jack.
I'm dying to see this.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
If I still had a broken tooth, I would have looked like the Dumb and Dumber for sure back then, because he's got like the bowl cut.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hilarious.
Simple Jack.
All right, let's dive into the tips and nutritionist tips and tricks. What you got for us, Chris?
So, in light of the current corona pandemic and the global health crisis that's going on, I figured we'd talk about
paper.
Okay, what?
Can you eat toilet paper? Is that what you're about to talk?
You can. I don't suggest it. It's not going to do anything for you. And if you can, there's going to be a couple of people who are really, really
Gary,
in a good place.
You remember last podcast? You were saying like, who the fuck buys all those toilet papers?
Yeah.
Well, stupid Americans.
No, it's spread. It's like an epidemic now. There's at least here in the Dominican Republic, no toilet papers anywhere.
Down there too?
People are consuming toilet paper like in apocalypse for like a month. They're going to be locked down for a month.
I found toilet paper no problem yesterday at Rite Aid. I mean, luckily a whole lot of people don't listen to this podcast, and it's not going to fuck everything up in the next couple of days. But
please do not go to the Rite Aid.
Yeah, right. I found plenty of toilet paper at Rite Aid yesterday, no problem. But yeah, I don't understand the whole toilet paper thing. It's not like people are treating it up here. Like I'm in New York. Everyone thinks like everything's like a blizzard, because in a blizzard, like you can't leave the house. This is not that. Like you can leave, you can go out. You know, like you're not trapped in your home. Like you can go walk to the store and get toilet paper. But whatever.
Well, I mean, people are paranoid of getting the virus. You know, they're like, I can't leave my house because then I'll get it.
Meanwhile, people are still. I mean, I everywhere I go, there's people all over the place. Like people are still out and about and have no problem with that. They go to the bar and drink, and they hook up with some random people, but they don't want to go outside to buy toilet paper. Fucking wild.
Well, once you have that first drink, you get that liquid courage, and you're bulletproof, right?
I think you get immune.
You become an X-Men.
Oh, yeah. I think 3 drinks in, you're immune to the virus. So that might be.
I bet there's a bunch of Jersey dudes that are.
I ain't getting that shit, bro. Kidding me?
Bro, who the fuck is gonna get corona?
I've been eating that since '96. How the fuck am I gonna?
How the fuck is a little Corona gonna take me down? That shit's for fags.
Bro, I drink a 6er of Corona before I go out every night. I'm fine. I'm good. Let's go. Jersey, love it.
All right. You were saying, Chris?
All right. Yeah. So whether you're trying to avoid getting sick or whether you're already sick, like, because that's another thing. Like it's spreading very, very quickly, and it is a very contagious virus. And if you do get it, for the most part, 80%. They're saying about 80% of cases are really non-lethal and not really a big deal at all. So if you are sick and you are quarantined, there are a few things you can do just to maintain your immunity and just maintain your immune system and keeping yourself strong. Because even if you're already infected, your body's fighting off that infection. So maintaining a few simple things can really help kind of mitigate the whole process of healing or recovering or whatnot. So first and foremost, the number one thing you do is sleep more, which now with all the bans on social gatherings, you're off of work, kids are out of school, you just have more time in your hands. You're not going out as much, you're staying home. So you have a lot more time to kind of focus on your sleep if you can not focus on all the panic and the bullshit involved with it. So this is a good place to kind of work on your sleep hygiene and get some more sleep.
Anxiety attack.
What'd you say?
I said if you're not busy having an anxiety attack.
Right. If you're not freaking out thinking in bed like, do I have coronavirus right now because my throat hurts? Then yeah, you should kind of work on your sleep, because that has a big effect on your immune system. Has a big effect on a lot of things going on within your body in terms of your immunity, your body's ability to deal with insulin and carbohydrates and fat loss is another thing. People all the time ask me, what can I do to lose weight? I'm like, just sleep more. If you sleep more, your metabolism wise and also intake wise, it's going to help you. So number one, I would say would be sleep. If you can get a hold of your sleep, that'll definitely help your immune system. Number two would be your diet, obviously, making sure that you are eating a healthy diet that is full of foods that are one, there's certain immune boosting foods. I've been posting about that a lot recently too. Things that are high in zinc, like oysters. Liver is probably my biggest and most favorite nutrient dense food that you could possibly eat because it's loaded with vitamin A. And vitamin A is really good as a precursor for a lot of immune boosting within your body.
Liver has a really strong taste. What do you cook it with? Like, give me a tip.
So first tip is get calf's liver rather than full grown beef liver.
Okay.
It's paler in color. It's a lot milder in taste. Two is to soak it in milk, full fat milk. And if you do that.
So if you go to the supermarket, they have
calf's liver.
Okay, go for it.
There's beef liver, and it'll be very, very dark. It's much larger.
Yeah, that's the one I've had. Is
much cheaper. Yeah, the taste is very, very rough.
Okay.
But either way, this process will help with the taste. Soaking it in milk for 1 hour, two times.
Whole milk?
Yep, whole milk. More fat the better, because that's actually what absorbs a lot of the tannins and the blood that's within it is actual fat that's in the milk. So you do that, you strain that, you rinse it off, and then
for how long? Did you say 2 hours?
1 hour. The first one at least 1 hour, and then the second one could be a little bit less, but you'll see that the color of the milk will change.
Wait. So you dunk it in the milk leave it there?
Soak it. Soak it for 1 hour.
Okay, so like steep in the milk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cover the liver with milk.
Okay, then you strain it, and then what do you do with the liver?
Do it again, and then from there rinse it off. So you rinse off all the milk, and then I bread it with breadcrumbs.
Okay.
And then I actually fry it in bacon grease. So I'll fry bacon first.
Damn.
Fry it in bacon grease. So you got this breaded piece of meat.
Now sold.
Oh, yeah. Look at Chris.
Yep, fried in bacon grease.
Chris got some African American in him.
Take that to the side, and as it cools, it'll start to kind of thicken and get chewier. So you want to eat this pretty quick. But also, you take the bacon that you use to get the oil from, you dice it up into small pieces and chunks, and I fry that along with garlic.
Dude,
so you
my mouth is watering right now.
It's good. Garlic, bacon, salt, pepper, and parsley in a pan. And then you place that on top of the liver and I forgot to mention onions. So first thing is saute onions and butter. So, I mean, a lot of onions. If you have a steak this big, you want 2 big-ass onions. Dice those up, saute them for about 45 minutes to an hour, really break them down. And then cover the liver with that. Cover the onions with the bacon and the garlic. There you go. Liver, onions, bacon, and garlic on top. Absolutely delicious.
Garry checked out when you said cook at home.
No, he checked out when I said bacon. He was like, bacon grease? Yes.
He was thinking about bacon.
Every time you mention liver, I get flashbacks of when I used to have it at my fucking great grandma's retirement home, and it was fucking horrible. And, but then once he mentioned frying in bacon grease, I was like, all right, maybe I can do this.
I figured out a way to eat it, because the first time I had it, it was so rough. I felt like I was eating dirt and shit and blood all at once, and I was like, this is terrible. I was like, I gotta figure out how to do this, because it's so ridiculously healthy. The nutrient content, it is the single most nutritious item that you can eat by far.
Wow.
So just trying to figure out a way to eat it was just, I had to figure out how to eat it and how to prepare it so it was edible. I got it though. My family likes it. It's yeah. You can make it okay.
You guys want to hear something really fucked up? My neighbor, she's like a middle-aged woman, divorcee. No, she's got an older gentleman boyfriend.
Nice.
Her boyfriend has coronavirus.
Okay.
They don't live. They don't. Yeah, currently, right now, as we speak, they don't live together, but the whole building is fucking on edge with her right now. And I'm like, her door is literally like 5 steps away from mine.
I should probably burn her house down. It's the only way.
I mean,
I should light it up.
We're bringing it back to like the witchcraft days, like
right. You gotta hang her. That's the only way.
I'm like terrified right now.
You tie a rock to her foot, you throw her to the bottom of the ocean. If she dies, then she's not a witch, and like cool. But if she survives, she's definitely a witch.
Definitely a witch.
Yeah. There's a group text from like the whole building, and everybody was asking her, and she's like, "Yeah, but I'm under quarantine, and I just saw this chick like in the parking lot on her cell phone."
Yeah.
I'm like, "What kind of fucking quarantine is this?"
Doesn't get quarantined. Most people don't.
It's not. No, she's saying that she quarantined herself.
Yeah.
She's like, "Don't worry about it. I haven't tested positive yet, but I've auto quarantined myself in my room."
I got a plan for you, Frankie. You ready?
Let me have it.
I want you to get a crossbow, and I want you to shoot her. I want you to shoot her precisely in the Achilles tendon. Then she's not going anywhere.
Okay, Troy.
Let's pin her down.
I thought you were gonna say like hit her like right in between her eyes.
Let's make her less mobile.
Hey, I'm trying to be generous here, allowing her to keep her life, but you know she's gotta stay put.
Yeah. Shit.
Oh, that's great.
All right, Garry, do you have anything you want to show us? Any product reviews? Maybe the chick that you have hidden in your apartment.
So this is my sombrero that I got.
That looks legit.
Yeah.
Oh, didn't I see that on Harambe?
You did. Oh, you know what? We already went over this sombrero.
Boo, Garry. You're unprepared. You get an F for that.
Hold on.
Dude, don't ever fucking shortchange us again.
I'm trying to think if I have it. I don't have anything.
Samurai swords are right there. I like this.
I've experienced
Spanish sword. Sick.
All the ranges of emotions here drinking this fucking half a bottle of tequila. Have happiness, euphoria, and now anger.
You're gonna like this one. This isn't weird. This is just cool. All right. This is
like
a Spanish sword model. I think it says, I don't know if I can read this or not. Muela por cuero. I don't know what any of that means.
Put it on your camera and I'll try to translate.
Put it on the screen.
All right, let me see. No, that's
wrong
side.
Japan. Does it say Japan? That's the brand.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is.
It says made in Spain.
Garry all this time thought it was like an inspirational quote. What do you say to your opponents when you slash them? Bro, that's the brand. It's the brand of the product.
It's like modeled after, I think, like a Roman short sword.
Yeah,
it does.
It looks like a gladiator sword.
Yeah, it looks like a gladiator sword.
Is it heavy? What's the weight to it?
Oh, it's definitely pretty heavy. I would say like probably a good 2 pounds, maybe. I could be wrong.
Looks like something you would have like on your ankle, right? If your large one fails you.
You could get close to that chick, but I don't want you to do it. You could slice her Achilles with this. This would do really well.
Yeah. So where's the hat that goes with that? The Roman hat, the Roman gladiator hat. Oh, it's in the bedroom waiting for your to do some work. Yeah, for Garry's partner waiting for him over there. Are you not entertained? Holding his dick in his hand.
This is my dagger.
Shit.
To make sex more fun, I always have somebody puncture one of my lungs from the back beforehand. Got to make it a challenge, you know. Really makes you work for that cardio.
See if you can finish before you die.
Or your lungs fill up with blood.
It's kind of like asphyxiation. Like it's just it makes it that much better, more intense.
Yeah. I was gonna tell Chris a little bit of a story about the weekend after we met when you called me FaceTime. You remember that when you tried to video call me during extracurricular activities?
I wonder who I was with. I can't remember. This is years ago.
Should
yeah. I mean, you can tell the
I mean,
story.
I don't know. Are you alone right now? Or?
Yeah.
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 Dude, so all right, yeah, we'll save it for another pod. Yeah, we'll save it for another. It's all good, man. All right.
You can tell the story. It's just me.
We'll save it for episode 12. All right.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, guys. Well, this one's been a good one. Okay.
Yes. All right, gentlemen. Stay safe. Don't get the corona.
Hey, wait. So, dude, you know what we got to do? We got to get all your fans and your hordes to hit up Joe Rogan on his message board to get us on.
Okay.
Okay.
Like the whole podcast?
Yeah, like the pod.
Or are we getting him on this?
He's never gonna come on.
I think I'd rather that.
Of course, dude. Would you rather? I mean, it's obviously gonna go viral, but still, dude, it's like, would you rather have like 400 people listen or fucking 5-6 million people listen?
How sick would it be to be like in Gary's, like in the basement of his dojo or gym, and just like shooting with Rogan, like sitting on his mat, like not like in like a nice space how Rogan has his own show. We could be at Gary's gym and just sitting on the floor.
Yes.
We'll get
do it in the park.
It shall happen, guys.
Under a single lamppost.
Yeah.
Right.
that flickers in and out the entire time.
It'll happen. We just put it out there in the universe. It's gonna happen.
Right.
Hiding, motherfuckers. Peace. Stay safe, guys.
Wear your masks.
Yeah. Bye.
Later, guys.